All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Jake Lambright. I'm going to keep things pretty brief here. I'm going to stay with you for about 10 to 15 minutes. Of course, latest update on the winter weather expected this weekend. In fact, I want to start off with a look at our winter weather alerts for the ArkLaTex. You'll notice today we now have a winter weather warning or winter storm warning. Let me actually make this full screen, make it a little easier to see. Winter storm warning if you were in the light pink, and then the darker purple actually indicates or represents an ice storm warning. So these are new alerts that we have again as of this afternoon. We've got both alerts running from 6 p.m. Friday through 6 p.m. on Sunday evening. Let me get things pulled back up here where I can switch over to my next graphic. We've got a lot to talk about, including the latest on timing and, of course, impact. So first alert weather days start tonight. Those will continue into Saturday and Sunday as wintry precipitation picks up tonight, continues through the first half of Sunday. And from there, impacts are still expected on Monday. In fact, I've actually bumped your high temperatures down a little bit on Monday. We might not get above freezing in Shreveport-Bossier, which is one of the warmer spots usually in the ArkLaTex when it comes to high temperatures. Impacts likely to stick around with us until we get into early Tuesday morning. All right, let's talk extreme cold warning. This also just in as of this afternoon from the National Weather Service. That extreme cold warning runs through 6 p.m. on Sunday, covers you through noon on Tuesday. Temperatures are going to get very, very cold, and I'll get more into specifics on that here in just a moment. Again, we're streaming out right now to our KSLA app, KSLA News app. You can watch on your smartphone, your smart TV. We're also streaming live to Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I'll be looking at questions on all three of those platforms. So, again, I do encourage you to join us there as well. If you have any questions, you can leave those on our, again, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok platforms. Let's start with timing. This is Friday night. About 7:30. You'll notice a wintry mix there north of I-30. That kind of makes its way further to the south after midnight, but you'll notice those along and south of I-20 don't see consistent wintry precipitation until closer to sunrise on Saturday. There's 6 a.m. This sticks with us for quite some time. Then we actually get a little bit of a break heading into the late afternoon, early evening hours, but don't be deceived. We've got round two on the way Saturday night heading into Sunday morning. Again, most of this is going to be freezing rain. Could see some sleet mixing in with this as well, but not good whenever it comes to potential impacts. There's Sunday, 6 a.m. You'll notice we're kind of starting to wrap things up. Future track there, at least that model doesn't show as much snow. I think we'll see a little bit more snow there on the back end of the system. So when it comes to snow and ice totals, I'm still thinking about half an inch to an inch of ice for most. We could see some locally higher totals in there as well. And then if you're in that darker purple toward Nacogdoches and Natchitoches, that's where we'll see rain at first, and then that will eventually shift into ice and snow. There's look 1 to 3 inches of snow possible Sunday. Still a possibility. We may be adjusting this forecast a little bit more heading into the afternoon, so don't be surprised to see some changes there in our 4 o'clock newscast. Now, of course, we've also got to talk about temperatures. These going to be dangerously cold as well. This is Sunday night into Monday morning. We could have some single-digit lows. Pained me to do this as a warm weather person myself, but low temperatures Monday morning, I've got us down to 9 here in Shreveport. That doesn't even factor in our wind chills or our feels like temperatures. I'm going to take you back, though, at first. What I showed you were air temperatures Monday morning. Let's look at feels like temperatures Sunday morning at first. Feels like near 12 at Shreveport, 9 Lone Star, 10 to Queen, 15 in Natchitoches. But look at what happens as we head into Monday morning. Feels like temps could be in the single digits, close to zero, if not in the negatives. Bitter cold air expected for us in the ArkLaTex. Then as we get into Monday afternoon, again, highs close to freezing. Feels like temps likely to stay in the 20s, so that wind, of course, going to be no joke. When it comes to our freeze forecast, hard freeze expected through the next 7 days. Now is the time to finish prepping your home, covering your exposed outdoor pipes, your exposed spigots, because once temps fall below freezing tonight, we are looking at a hard freeze every single night for the next 7 days. I can't tell you when I've seen a hard freeze expected for a week during my time as a meteorologist or in the weather industry here for about 4 years. So cold, very cold weather. We'll get through this together, of course, but make sure you've got those preparations in place. Things will be good if we are prepared for this to come through starting tonight. But again, now is the time to get those preparations knocked out. We're at 52 right now in Shreveport, in the mid 40s out toward Marshall, Longview to Queen, and those temperatures are going to be dropping very quickly as we head into the afternoon and overnight hours. In fact, here's a look at your hourly planner. Mid 30s by midnight tonight for us in Shreveport-Bossier. It will be cooler earlier on if you are near or north of the I-20 corridor. I'll go ahead and make this full screen for you here real quick and leave it on your lows for tonight for just a moment. 25 tonight, Marshall 26 in Shreveport, 18 as you head out toward DeQueen and Hope, 29 Mansfield, 32 as you head out toward Natchitoches. And I'm going to be looking again at questions here and answering some of those. So bear with me here for just a moment. Again, if you're joining us on our other social media platforms, I'm only answering questions related to the ArkLaTex area. So if you're not in East Texas, Northwest Louisiana, Southwest Arkansas, Southeast Oklahoma, will not be able to answer your questions for now. I see Longview going to get bad. We could see up to an inch of ice accumulation. That could cause some power outages and cause travel to be difficult, if not impossible, now through Monday, if not early Tuesday. I'm going to pull up some questions here from Facebook. I see Sarah not liking this weather. I'm right there with you. If I could control the weather, I would choose 80 and sunny for this weekend, not 9 degrees and sleet, freezing rain. School closings. So, Tom, about school closings, I don't have the list pulled up with me right now, but if you go over to our website, KSLA.com, you'll see at the top, underneath the blue bar, closings and delays, whether it be school closings, government closings, local government closings. All that information is going to be right there for you. I believe, I don't know if this information is still the most up-to-date. I know as of yesterday, Caddo Schools was going to make a call Sunday afternoon, but they may be doing so earlier on, but not sure about that. Michael asking about sleet. Some sleet possible in southwest Arkansas. I do think the majority, though, will likely be freezing rain. Texarkana could see a little bit of snow kind of on the back end of the system, but not as much compared to freezing rain or sleet. Deanna, not sure about road closures as of now. I have not heard anything at this point, but again, we'll keep you posted on our website with that. Mount Pleasant, expecting generally half an inch to 1 inch of ice, maybe a little bit more. Out toward the I-30 corridor, I see Sarah's asking about Ida Bell, southeast Oklahoma, McCurtain County. Very similar for y'all, about half an inch to maybe an inch, a little bit more of ice. Y'all could see a little bit more snow up in McCurtain County as well compared to the rest of us in the ArkLaTex. Okay, I'm going to be staying with you here for about 5 more minutes, so I'm going to keep an eye on questions here in just a second. I'm going to kind of change some maps here on my end. I'll leave the snow and ice totals up full screen for you here for just a second. I'm going to check some of our other platforms, see if we've got questions there as well. All right, just kind of keeping tabs on things. Again, if you have any questions, I'm keeping an eye on those. Got to click a couple buttons there to get some of that info on the screen. So let me go back. Again, I'll be answering questions related to the ArkLaTex. See, Annette is asking about Mansfield and DeSoto Parish. You're also kind of in that half inch to 1 inch of ice range, probably closer to half an inch. Rhonda, there's a look at our ice accumulations. I've got it there up for you on the screen. Scott mentioning some power issues with 1 inch, and yes, we could definitely see some power issues with even half an inch of ice. That's enough to weigh down those power lines to cause some power outages, for sure. Just kind of keeping tabs here, seeing if we've got any more questions rolling in. Go through some of the timing here real quick while I wait on more questions to come in. So again, for those just joining, I'll kind of recap everything real quick before I have to go. We'll start off with a look at our winter weather alerts. I see somebody's asking about state of emergency for Louisiana. Yes, I believe, or Louisiana is under a state of emergency, Texas as well, and I believe Oklahoma and Arkansas are also under a state of emergency. And no, this is not pre-recorded. This is live. I'm live with you right now. Your current time about 2:25. I do see somebody making a note. East Texas is not on the Texas power grid. That is correct. All right, so for those just joining, let me go ahead and recap a couple things for you here. I'll answer a few questions briefly, and then I'm going to hop off. Of course, we'll have more updates for you on our KSLA apps during our newscast 4, 5, 6, and 10. And then Chief Meteorologist Matt Jones will be here with you a little bit later on tonight with another update for you. So, latest alerts, we've got an ice storm warning for those of you in the darker purple, a winter storm warning if you are in the kind of pinkish magenta color. Both start 6 p.m. tonight. They will run through 6 p.m. on Sunday. First alert weather days, tonight, Saturday night, Sunday night, or tonight, I should say Saturday, Sunday, all day, continuing into Monday, because we will continue to see impacts as temperatures are expected to be right at freezing for highs on Monday, and that's in the Shreveport-Bossier metro. We got that extreme cold warning in place 6 p.m. Sunday through noon on Tuesday, area-wide, and again, specifics on temperatures. I'll show you why here in just a moment. Again, pay close attention for your area. I'm going to have to run through this pretty quickly as I've got something else to get to here in just a couple moments. But future track, this is 7 p.m. tonight. We start to see that wintry precipitation, mainly freezing rain, maybe some sleet there, north of I-30. That starts to move south as we get later into the night. For those in East Texas and Northwest Louisiana, we likely won't see widespread freezing rain until the morning hours tomorrow. Then we see Wave 1 move out by the early afternoon. Wave 2 rolls in during the overnight hours, though, so we're not done. Once that first wave moves out, we'll keep that around through about the first half of Sunday, and then we're done with the wintry weather. From there, though, and again, there's a look at your totals. I'm just going to leave those on the screen. But from there, we'll continue to see impacts as temperatures are going to be very, very cold across the ArkLaTex. Let's talk specifics on your temperatures. Monday morning, those could be in the single digits across a good part of the area. I've got us at 9 in Shreveport. I know some spots on the map, Marshall, Minden, Homer, you see in the mid-teens. Those temperatures could be lower. Might need to be manually adjusted in further updates. Wind chills or feels like temperatures. What I showed you for air temperatures, that was Monday morning. This is Sunday morning, feels like close to 10 degrees for most. Now, Monday morning, feels like temps could be close to 0, if not barely in the negatives. Those temperatures there kind of reminding me of temps we saw back in 21 in February. Went through that, was living in East Texas, not fun. Hard freeze expected. These are air temperatures every single night for the next 7 days. All right, I'm going to put this full screen real quick, take a last look at any questions. Road travel will be unsafe in the ArkLaTex starting Saturday. That will continue likely through Monday, if not Tuesday morning. Kind of taking a look here at questions on some of our other platforms. And a quick check of some other questions. And this is KSLA's stream. I see Ashley saying something. So road closures, not sure about road closures just yet. As we learn more about that, we will put that on our KSLA News 12 app and on our website. There's a big banner at the top of the website that says closures. Spring Hill impacts generally expected to be the same. I'll put the totals up while I finish answering some questions. But again, not going to be on here much longer. Going to kind of finish this out. Texarkana still expecting some impacts likely through Tuesday morning. Brenda, I can't go over the timeline again, but once I end this live here shortly, it will be available for replay. Snow and Mooringsport, maybe a couple flurries, but not any substantial snow totals. And I see Richard here saying Bossier will be making a decision Sunday at 4. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. And, of course, we'll have more updates for you in our 4, 5, and 6 p.m. newscast. You can stream those on your Roku, Fire, Apple TV for free on the KSLA app. No account needed, no subscription needed. Again, all free. You can also watch that over on the air as well. Chief Meteorologist Matt Jones will be back here on our apps and social platforms going through the forecast and answering more of your questions a little bit later on this evening. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. And, again, we'll have updates for you throughout the day today.